What did I do? Cancel that. Go to here. Yeah, I don't know. What is it? Oh, more fanboy stuff. Okay. 1 second. No, you ass. Start. I just go to... Yeah, it's just more fanboy stuff, like... The Xbox SS is a real threat to PS5. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm guessing you mean because, what's the game? I mean, because of Game Pass. I bet they mean because of that. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'll say that again. I think Game Pass is good. But, like, I don't know. Like, the PS5, like, sure I haven't gotten it, but it has, I know it will have more games that I want, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know why they're doing that. Like, even the media is doing that now. Well, they always did. But I didn't know before how corrupt the media could be. Because for some weird reason it's trying to make you pick sides, and it's like, who cares? Like, both systems can live cohesively. Like, one system doesn't have to be better than the other. They could, like you said, both live cohesively. It's just, then fanboys and that are just freaking putting, like a fanboy twist on it when, like, there really is nothing there. So, yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't go back and forth a little bit at all. But it's, more that I just care about games more than anything. And I would think, they mean that by like, oh, you could, like with the SS, you don't pay, that much money. You pay 200 less. And you still get to play like next gen games. They may not look the best, but you still get to play next gen games. And it's like, okay. And with Game Pass, so of course you don't pay as much, but it's like, I don't know. I think it goes off the notion of like people think Game Pass is better than it is. Because I don't know if it was truly really great, like freaking not so much Cyberpunk would be on it, but freaking Watch Dogs Legion would be on. Freaking Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's like, I don't know. There's a lot of better games that are out there that are not on Game Pass. But you could argue like, oh, for the price is good. Yes, okay, for the price is good, but I guess I should have expected crap when you pay a crap price. Like, what I mean is, like, it's not a crap price, it's just games are like frickin' $70, at least in the US, and you're paying $15 for the service, so of course, like, it's gonna have like a severe quality problem because you're paying so much less. And like I'm not saying it isn't cool like with Outriders and all that, but my question is like just how long can they keep this up? And obviously my answer is like I don't think for very long. Like Outriders, they probably can because that's going to be a games as a service, so most likely because frickin' Marvel Avengers didn't work out, so it just seems to me like Square Enix is giving up on that game and hoping that Outriders will be their next big thing. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's the one way I think they could recoup cost is by just having a bunch of microtransactions, and I think that's what you'll see more of are a bunch of games as a service games on Xbox Game Pass. That's just me, mainly because you kind of already have. Because with Sea of Thieves, what else was there? Oh, there was, it's not really games as a service, but it still had microtransactions, I'm pretty sure. Was, Forza Horizon 4. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Then there's obviously, Gears 5. Again, it wasn't a games as a service. But there was a lot of, microtransactions, or I believe so. And it's like, I don't know. It's like people for some reason don't see what's going on. It's really weird. I guess they're like too blind to see it because like, oh, it's Microsoft and it's my preferred platform, so they're not gonna do anything to freaking to like harm gaming. Like, no, they'll never do that, even though they've done it in the past. Mostly with Rare and that. Like, I think Rare was a big one. Like, they were good until Microsoft freaking got a hold of them, and now they're crap to compared to what it once were. Because it's like they made frickin' Banjo-Kazooie, that series. They made Perfect Dark. They made 007 GoldenEye. It's like, sure, those games aren't really my cup of tea, whatever you want to say, but like, look at what they make now. They make, oh well, in the past they made Connect games. Now they're making a frickin', I don't know what Sea of Thieves is. It's just like an exploration boat simulator. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why you freaking fanboys are so delusional. And it's like, I don't care if I'm right. If I'm right, I'm right, cool. If I'm wrong, cool. Who cares? It's not like some pissing contest. Who really cares? Oh, great. My controller is low. God freaking 1 second, stupid thing. Get around. There we go. Yeah, for some reason, that's why it's gaming devolved to be honest, for whatever reason. It devolved to a bunch of people yelling at each other and doing pissing contests. It's like, yep. But yeah, that's all I say about that. Just a bunch of stupidness and whatever. Um, Oh, where is the quest? Oh, I think it's somewhere here. Oh, there it is.
Today's recommendation.
Hi! Can we help with anything?
Sorry, it's the Windbloom Festival. There's nothing I can hand off to you.
Nothing? Oh. Let's go ask someone else then.
Oh, I should have said that, like, before, when I just loaded into the game. It's not important, but she said, we should do something, blah, blah, blah. I forget exactly what she said.
Huh? Weird. Let's go to the Adventurers Guild.
I'll host an expedition at the Adventurers Guild.
Race you!
When you're high up, everyone...
Catherine, you got any commissions for us?
My apologies. During the Windbloom Festival, there are far fewer commissions available. There's nothing I can give to you at this moment.
The Adventurers Guild too? What do we do now? No, Paimon's not giving up that easily. We gotta try again.
Haven't you heard?
I wanna see. Yeah, I got a bunch of things to do. I do it off stream because I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over on stream. Like, I think,
What are Windblooms?
what is it?
They're dandelions
Yeah, I
of
think
love.
the dailies or whatever because they're so short.
Nope.
Is that because of the wind?
But obviously doing them all at once is a little much, so that's why I try to break
You two
them up.
haven't heard of the Windbloom Festival?
Windbloom. So, some kind of windy flower planting kind of thing?
The Windbloom Festival is a Mondstadt tradition, a festival of love and freedom. It's a time of celebration and partying in the city. At this time of year, we offer windblooms to the great Animo Archon Barbados as a sign of reverence and love. We also give flowers to our beloved, a very important tradition. My shop is bursting with customers every windbloom. I guess it's a nice problem to have. The windbloom is the symbol of this festival, a flower that represents freedom and the spirit of the wind.
So, what does a windbloom look like?
That's a long story. My grandma said that even she hadn't been born when the windbloom first appeared. It must have been hundreds of years ago. I don't know why exactly, but everyone seems to choose dandelions when they want to give a gift of windblooms.
So, in other words, for the people of Mondstadt, windbloom means dandelion?
Something like that anyway. At least, that's what we believe in my family.
Incorrect. I heard everything you were saying and couldn't help, but you were talking about windblooms, yes?
It's Quinn from the fruit stall. Wanna join us?
No, I'm just here to set the record straight. Windbloom doesn't mean the dandelion, but the windwheel aster.
Greetings to you too, Quinn.
Flora, surely there must have been plenty of customers buying windwheel asters from your shop recently.
Uh-huh.
You see? We loyal windwheel aster advocates are upholding our economic duty. The windwheel aster is both a symbol of Mondstadt and an embodiment of the windmill, representing both wind and freedom. That's what makes it the one true windbloom. Who's with me? Windwheel aster.
That was a
the
weird
true
popping
windbloom.
on his basket.
Oh? Are you sure about that? B!
It was the
You're here
inside
too.
of the basket.
The Windbloom. Isn't that the Cecilia?
Huh? Really?
Oh? So, a Windbloom is a Cecilia? That's the first I've heard of.
What? Don't be ridiculous! Listen, yes, there may be some controversy over the definition of Windbloom, but it is the widely held belief among
But
the people of
obviously,
Mondstadt that the
it's
Windbloom
like
is the Windwheel
that
Aster, not
texture
the dandelion.
usually isn't seen,
There's history to
so
both
it's like,
flowers. You'd know
oh
if you asked
yeah, it
around.
has time
And
to
as for
load
the
in.
Cecilia, give me a break.
What?
Just dropping the facts over here. No need to look at me like that.
You... Oh, whatever. I'm not talking to you.
Huh? B? B? Weird. What's up with her? Did I say something wrong? Windbloom is as Windbloom does. What can I say?
What?
Oh,
Stop arguing already!
Maybe I should go and apologize to her after closing. I don't understand why she's upset, but what I do know is that I will have to apologize regardless. That's life, I guess.
Aw, seeing them together like that really gives me that Windbloom feeling. Freedom, the Animal Archon, sweethearts.
Yeah, that sounds great, no? But none of you can even agree over what a Windbloom is!
You're right, but isn't that typical of us Mondstadt folk? Well,
yeah,
between the delicious
I
food,
don't know, I
exquisite
think
drink, and
that's
fresh
more of a
flowers,
wish
Traveler,
list.
I hope you get to enjoy yourself during the festival too.
It sounds like such a happy festival. Even if the whole Windbloom thing is still a total mystery. Let's look around and see what this is all about.
I wonder who will be offering the flowers this year.
Race you! Race you! Hey, it's the tone-deaf bird!
Oh, Vinci.
Tone-deaf bird! What are you up to? What's with all the people?
Aha! You're right on time. Take a look at my students. What do you think? Not bad, eh?
Students? You mean the people anxiously scratching their heads?
Anxiously? Why, these people are deep in concentration, diligently searching for heartfelt
I
rhetoric to
don't
convey
think
their
we had a
romantic affections.
that a bonnet story, bonnet,
Paimon.
whatever
So,
his name is.
I guess you've already found out about the Windbloom Festival then. How are you finding Mondstadt in such a festive mood? Do you like it? Paimon, what about you?
Paimon could be persuaded with some delicious food-related bribery.
Ah, I think you'll come around then. Speaking of which, I'll bet you two don't have a lot on your plate right now. Loafing
But
around
yeah, I
all
think
day,
that's
no
more of a
commissions to take
wish
or
list
people
than
to help.
anything.
If you've noticed that, then congratulations! You've taken your first step toward understanding the Windbloom Festival.
Oh, yeah? Hey! Why do you sound so pleased with yourself?
The Windbloom Festival doesn't just belong to the Animo Archon, but to all Mondstadt citizens looking for love. Anyone who wants to find love must do everything for themselves over the festive period.
In addition, many people take this period as an opportunity to resolve other matters of the heart. It's not surprising that you two haven't been able to find any commissions. That's just the Windbloom Festival tradition. But don't you worry, you won't feel lonely while I'm around. On that note, I think it's about time you two got a deeper understanding of Mondstadt's culture and customs. I need a couple of assistants. What do you say?
Assistance? What kind of assistance?
And right now, I think it's different.
See these anxious-looking folks here?
Like insiders are wanting to say more.
Learn how to compose love poems. I accepted, of course, because I was only too happy to charge a tuition fee. Soon, they'll come to me in turn and pour their hearts out, telling me about their romantic trials and tribulations. Then I'll give them suggestions based on their individual circumstances. At least, that's what I was going to do. But having seen you two suffering with nothing to do, I think I'll let you handle it instead. You've traveled far and wide and seen so much, it would be a waste not to put those experiences to good use. They could use your help.
Ugh, save us the nonsense. You just want to speed up your sales. That desperate for Mora, huh?
There are limited edition wines for sale during the Windbloom Festival. I need every last Mora to make sure I get my fill.
Uh-huh, spoken like a true drunkard.
Alright then, let's get started. I'll be joining you, of course. I'll give you a few prompts, and you can make suggestions based on them. Not as taxing as you thought, right?
You really love the sound of your own voice, don't you?
Come on now, you're Mondstadt's honorary knight. The people trust you. It's only natural for you to have this opportunity to showcase yourself. Now listen up. If you see me make this gesture, it means I think they should forge ahead and seize the opportunity. But if you see me make this gesture, it means I think they should play it safe and avoid being hasty. And if I make this gesture, it means I think they should give up while they're ahead and avoid any emotional overinvestment. You got that, traveler? Okay. Make sure you pay attention this time. Now listen up. If you see me make this gesture, it means I think they should forge ahead and seize the opportunity.
They'll milk this as long as they can.
This gesture, it means I think they should play it safe and avoid being hasty. And if I make this gesture, it means I think they should
say
give up while
like
they're ahead and avoid any
a
emotional
game
overinvestment.
as a service game
You got that,
doesn't
traveler?
have to be bad.
Okay. Make sure you pay attention this time. Now listen up. If you see me make this
It
gesture,
could be just
it means I
okay.
think they should forge ahead and seize the opportunity. But if you see me make this gesture, it means I think they should play it safe and avoid being hasty. And if I make this gesture, it means I think they should give up while they're ahead and avoid any emotional overinvestment. You got that, traveler? Okay. Make sure you pay attention
Did
this
I
time. Now listen
accidentally
up. If you see me make
freaking
this gesture,
do that
it means
again?
I think they should forge ahead and seize the opportunity. But if you see me make this
Oh yeah, I
gesture,
accidentally did.
it means I think they should
Oopsies.
play it safe and avoid being hasty.
I
if I make this
really
gesture,
wasn't paying attention.
It means I think they should give up while
Okay,
they're
I
ahead and
got
avoid
it,
any
yes.
emotional overinvestment. You got that, traveler? That's decided then.
It's like yeah, I don't know why I wasn't paying attention. I guess because I was thinking about that. Oop. There's a thing here.
You there! Are you looking for help from the bard? We're his assistants.
Oh
Why don't you tell
shoot,
us what's
I
on your mind?
forgot.
Oh, really? Well, okay then. Here goes. I'm just such a huge fan of Mondstadt's idol, Barbara Sama. You must have heard of her. She's the
Oh, I
superhuman one in the Church of
remember.
Favonius.
Freaking hell.
Not to
Do
mention
it after
gentle,
this.
and she always lifts the people of Mondstadt's spirits with her smile and songs.
about older
Such a big
games
fan.
coming to
I even got a few
Xbox
like-minded friends together and, well,
Game Pass.
what I mean to say is, you guessed it, I'm the head of the Barbara fan club.
Huh. Pretty pleased about it too, by the sound of things.
I carry the hopes and expectations of every member of the fan club on my shoulders. At this special time of year,
Oh,
I pledge to
jeez,
send our
of his
blessings to
stick.
Barbara Sama herself. Of course, as a level-headed adult, I would never want to cause her any disturbance. I'm just waiting for my time slot with the Bard so I can explain the plan. Take all the flowers picked by our members and turn them into a huge giant flower statue. Then, to give her a huge surprise, place it outside the rear entrance of the church. As for the love poem, we don't need any help. We're planning to do it on our own and hang it on the statue itself.
So,
There we go.
this giant statue.
Will be about 2 stories high. But it's all in good faith, don't you see? When Barbara Sama catches sight of it, she'll feel the burning flames of our everlasting love. So, what do you think?
Oh, there's Fenty in the
Something
background.
that size is bound to be impressive. She'll love it.
Right?
I
knew it was a
wonder
great
if
idea.
they'll do more of these.
Thanks for your suggestions.
I
both
hope
of you.
so.
I gotta go.
He sure left in a hurry.
But yeah. I don't know why he says that, but whatever. Oh, that one guy, like, why are you, like, so what, more people can play a game? It's like, yeah, I don't care about that. Like, if more people can play, like, a particular game, that's good. But, at the same time, like, I think you need competition, so like, what is it? Like, timed exclusives, for example? Like, I think that's good competition in that, but, like, when you, buy out a studio, I think that's bad. Because then you're not even competing. You're just more or less using a cheat code to win. More or less. Well, yeah, because you're just throwing money at your problems. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what Game Pass is just, yeah, it's more bad for competition, to be honest. Well, not really Game Pass, more Microsoft buying out studios.
Nice and spicy. Race you. Race you.
Because, yeah, now I think it's pointless for Sony to freaking, like, get a timed exclusive for freaking, I mean from Bethesda, because when the deal is up, then freaking obviously Microsoft will get the game.
That really hurt.
So yeah, I think it's kind of pointless.
Help! Dinner is attacking me. Wheel of life.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not the best at explaining stuff all the time, but yeah. Like, it's more about that. About hurting competition. And obviously, even no matter how much frickin' Microsoft or any fanboy says, oh no, competition is not, like, competition is just not really a big deal, I guess. So like, you're dead wrong on that.
Now I got stomach cramps.
Because like, obviously, if there wasn't competition, like FIFA, for example, there's no competition with FIFA, so like, obviously EA could, turn out the same bullshit year over year and just say like, oh, who cares? You'll still buy it. Like, that's, a perfect example.
Life goes on.
So yeah. And people want that. Obviously, it's too late now for, like, getting another FIFA game in that. The same goes with MLB. But now they made it,
Race you!
multi-platform. And it's like, older games, like Persona 4 came to PC, which obviously I don't mind that. And if, frickin' what is it? Persona 5 Royal came to Xbox, I wouldn't mind that because it's an old game.
Go.
But yeah, I think exclusives are a necessary evil. I really do.
Race you!
And yeah, like, I read that, like, Rogers, is going to buy, Shaw. Well, Shaw Cable, whatever. And the article was like,
Rise.
I sure hope they
Faster.
don't. Like, or along those lines, and I didn't get it at first, but yeah, now I do, because like, and now that frickin' yeah, now that Shaw and Telus aren't competitors anymore, it's like, yeah, they have more of a monopoly on the market, and that's always bad.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
But the one thing I didn't know is that I don't know why I didn't know that Shaw is just way bigger than Bethesda. I don't know why I didn't know that, but for some reason I did. Because, yeah, Rogers was buying Shaw for 26 billion. It's like, okay there. Freaking calm down. But yeah, freaking, I didn't know Shaw was about 3 times bigger than Bethesda. But that would make sense because obviously you're paying them monthly,
Hi, I
and
heard
with
that you were seeking help from the bard over there. Where is assistance?
Bethesda,
Why not talk to us?
like sure there's microtransactions, but you're paying them every so often. If you don't buy microtransactions,
Don't
like
be shy. It
every
doesn't matter who
3
you talk
years.
to. At the end of the day, you still gotta talk to your prospective sweetheart, right? Be brave. Let's hear it.
Here goes. There is someone I like. Marla. She's cute and hardworking, always helping her family out with the farm work. And sometimes
Oh damn.
she gets so tired, she takes a nap on a
Yeah, I
bench
want
beside
to
the
say
road.
something else, but I
Is she
try
from the
not to
city?
talk over
No,
this.
she lives in Springvale, quite away from me. And because of my family, let's just say that our families are quite different. My father objects to us being together. But Marla and I have found a way to work around it.
Just he was trying to compare Game Pass to Netflix, and like,
You
no,
two are
that's
getting
not
along just
comparable at all.
We are. So,
Well,
what I came to discuss today
yeah, I
doesn't
say
so
that,
much
but it
concern Marla.
is because obviously
father.
Seko's out games and
Father's quite
puts
considerate
in
and
game.
very strict. Still, it's my fault that I've never told him how I really feel. I'm thinking if I use this opportunity,
But
I'll
yeah,
have a
games
recourse to
and
my
movies
father.
are
If he
not
formally has to use approval
comparable.
at the same
I
time,
mean,
maybe he'll
I
support us.
should have said it,
What are you planning to say?
I wanna
because
tell
they
him that
aren't.
even though Marla doesn't come from a wealthy family, her kind heart and hardworking nature are things that Mora can't buy. Does that sound too childish? Oh, I hope he doesn't yell at me.
Aw, there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, tell him what's in your heart. Use the love between you and Marla to move him. Shouldn't it be something to celebrate?
I see. Understood. Thank you.
Another thing, didn't you say you were going to give flowers to your father? What about Marla? Don't you want to give her something?
Oh, now that you mention it, I wanted the bard, of course, and I'll give her some flowers too. Yeah, I'll pick some later. Thank you for your help.
But yeah, with movies and games, like, obviously movies you don't have to like do much by hand
Hi, we heard you had
unless
something
you're
you wanted to
doing
discuss with the
like
bard. Where is assistance?
a
You can talk to us
freaking
instead.
anime or animation where you have to actually
It's the honorary
draw
knight I'm
the
on.
characters in
I didn't
that,
know I'd see you two
because
here.
with
Well
movies
then,
it's
I
like
won't stand on
you don't
ceremony.
have to,
I
because
want
you
to
just
offer some
need
flowers to the acting
actors.
Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, Jean. I guess you must be quite close to Master Jean? She's an incredibly
It's the same
upright
with
and
the
diligent woman,
environment. It's
talented
like
and
you
always
don't
gets the job
need,
done.
like,
Honest,
if you're
kind,
doing a
gentle, not to
modern
mention.
movie, it's
Alright, we
like
get it. She's
all
pretty
you need to
great.
do is go to
Sorry,
the
once I
location
get talking
and
about
shoot
Master Jean,
the
I get a bit
scene.
excited.
In games it's
This
not
time tomorrow,
like that
I'll
at
finish
all.
composing my poem, pick a fresh dandelion bouquet, head over to the office, and hand the flowers to the guard. It's just the bouquet and the poem. I don't know. Best not sign them after all.
Wait a second. It's only normal to sign them. Why does that bother you so much?
Knowing Master Jean's conscientious nature, I'm afraid she'll send a gift in return if she sees my name. She's so busy, I wouldn't want my gift to create more work for her. If I can get this bouquet on her desk, that's enough for me. But then, won't an untraceable bouquet create suspicion? Oh, what should I do?
Jean's definitely the kind of woman who'd come looking for you if she saw your name. If you really want to spare her the effort, best leave it unsigned.
Right. Glad you agree. It's not without its risks, but her extreme conscientiousness is what I like about her. So for me, raising a bit of suspicion is a risk worth taking. That's taken care of then. 1,000 thanks for your advice. I'll remember it.
You're welcome. Chin up.
Will do.
You know, like, you don't have to animate or whatever. Like the sun, like reflections and all that, it's done all for you because it's a movie. But in games it's different. So it's like, I really don't know what he was saying. It's like, duh, freaking games and movies are different. So why did you try to compare them? That's just weird.
Tone deaf Bard, we dished out some advice, just like you said. How did we do?
Seems like my gestures weren't always translated into the advice I intended to give. I guess I need to work on my communication for next time.
Next time.
Well, he
So,
was
who else
more
needs some help around
comparing
here?
Netflix and Game Pass,
What are
which
you three up to? Mind
obviously
if I get in on the action?
Kaya!
is the
Are you
same, but
also here for romantic
not
games?
at the same time.
It's the greatest bard in town. And now, the greatest romantic advisor in town, no doubt. Still, don't you have other business to attend to?
Oh, you mean teaching people how to compose love poems?
Exactly that. I heard you were teaching classes in the plaza, so I came right away.
Huh? Kaya, you want to learn how to compose love poems too?
I'm not too shabby. Nevertheless, I'd like to register for the fast track classes.
How come? You're a smooth talker. Do you really need my guidance?
The real question is, are you willing to take me on as a student?
Of course! When the Mora comes knocking, who am I to keep the door closed?
Well then, I guess I'm enrolled. And as your student, may I make some reasonable demands?
Aha! Paimon knew there was more to it.
Demands? Let's hear them.
As students, aside from attending class, we also need homework exercises. Surely a well-designed course would require us to put our knowledge into practice and then have our teacher correct the poems we compose.
You mean Venti has to correct the students' homework?
Precisely. All in exchange for payment, naturally. These are my demands.
Or, to put it another way, I'm actually
And
gonna
that's
have to
kinda
work for a
weird.
living.
Is that so bad? I just think that with things like this, you should see them all the way through. More fun for everyone involved, don't you think?
Saying
What do you
like
say?
that's actually
I feel
bad.
like Kaya's knack for mischief is at play.
Well, no, you two are
Still,
saying that's
correcting
bad.
homework. This
but
isn't your vital
whatever.
step. And I am curious to see the fruits of my students' labor. Congratulations, Kaya. Your demands have been accepted.
As I expected, a reasonable and down-to-earth teacher.
Hold your horses. I have a demand for you, too.
Cool! A coercion contest.
I will pay special attention to your homework and guarantee that you will see improvement in your studies. But as for your tuition fee, some Wind Bloom Festival exclusive Apple Bloom cider should do the trick. What with you and Master Diluc being on such good terms and all, that shouldn't be a problem, should it?
Steady now. Let's not overestimate my abilities. Still, one bottle of the good stuff in exchange for your guidance. not an opportunity to pass up.
Whoa, 1 bottle? Make that 3.
Jeez, give him an inch and I'll take a mile.
Please, please, please.
Deal.
Marvelous. Grab some paper and make your way over. Professor Venti's Poetry Masterclass is now in session.
What's the paper the tone-deaf bard pulled out of his pocket? And whose names are those?
Albert, Ellen, Marvin, Timaeus, Kaya, Bennett. Oh, present!
Oh. What's this?
Wow,
Whatever.
Bennett's really fired up for this.
So you're Bennett? Excellent. I like your enthusiasm. Make sure to channel that vigor into your poetry. Yes, sir!
Even adventurers want to learn how to write poetry. I see this is going to be a popular class.
Tone-deaf bard's gonna make a fortune.
My dear students, in a moment, we will gather by the terrace in front of the cathedral, where I will divulge to you my experiences and techniques in the art of poetic composition. After class, I would like every one of you to compose a love poem and hand it to me for, constructive criticism. As for your tuition fees, by all means, wait until the course is over before paying. But don't even think about vanishing. In addition to Mora, payment in alcohol is also warmly welcomed.
A quick question, sir. Does our special arrangement still stand?
But of course! And when the time comes, you can hand in your homework first. Traveler, I'd like you and I to collect the homework submissions together.
Does that fall under the assistant's duties? Do we get paid for this?
Think of it as an initiation into Mondstadt's traditional culture. An opportunity to immerse yourselves in the Windbloom Festival. I'm going to great lengths here to make sure you're a part of the festivities. Not to mention, it would entitle you to a share of the remuneration.
Oh, sir, yes, sir!
Good. In that case, when Kaya's finished with his homework, let's go and look for him at the Knights of Favonia's headquarters. But for now, I've got classes to teach. Traveler, why not make the most of it and check things out in the meantime? The vendors in Mondstadt have arranged all sorts of festive activities. Don't forget to try them out.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, quest completed. Oh, they are in here, okay. I thought they weren't. So yeah. That's weird. I was saying that like YouTubers, like I don't know why they're talking about like oh, this is cool that mix up off Bethesda, like, and it is, I'm not gonna lie, but they only focus on the positives, never the negatives. It's like, I don't really know why. Like, I understand that you don't want to be overly negative about something. I get that. But you could still be negative about something, be constructive about it. What the hell are going on with the clouds? There was, I think those were clouds. They were just whipping by. It's like, okay.
Race you!
Because I understand it's business, but how is that good? Like Bethesda was yeah, it was third party. Now you bought them and made them first party. It's like, how is that good? But whatever. What the hell is this? Sure? Because I'm not sure what is happening. Oh, it's okay. It's like a challenge thing. Just for you? Oops. Oh shoot. I ran too fast. Oh my. Like, with that, it's like, the hell was I doing there? Like, this is different. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing at all, dude. Am I supposed to just survive? I don't get this at all. What am I supposed to... Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to catch these. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, defeat.
Boba, get them! Race you!
Access denied. Glaze over. Come on, focus.
Boba, get them!
Born of ice and frost. Wheel of life. Opening box of Adepti tricks.
Boba, get them! Ha!
Holy cow, man. Frickin', that was idiotic. I don't know what happened there. My frickin', what is it? Yeah, my,
Wheel of life.
like, fingers just
Born
went
of ice and frost.
stupid. I don't know
Next on the agenda.
what that
We're
was
way
about.
behind schedule.
Race you!
Yeah, my, fingers went
Next on the agenda.
completely
This is long
stupid.
overdue. Faster? Okay,
Nice and spicy! Nice and spicy!
no touching. Next on the agenda. Next on the access denied.
Boba, get them!
Born of ice and frost.
Boba, get them!
This is long overdue. Come on, focus. Life goes on. Opening box of Adepti tricks. Boba, get them!
We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda.
Boba, get them!
Freaking Christ.
Go.
It's these freaking stupid things. Like, stop.
All hail! We're way behind schedule.
Oops. Well, I completed it. I accidentally exit the moment that I completed it because I pressed circle right at the same time. It's like, god damn it. Like, they really need to do something about that. Like, maybe hold the button? Like, you know, would that not be a little smarter? Like, holding the button? But I don't know. Oh, I would do all this again. No thanks and no thanks. No thanks. Frickin', I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Just to let it load. I wanna get out of here. Because it's like, that's so stupid. Like, put a different goddamn button. Like, I really don't understand. But, I'll do that off stream, I guess. It's like, yes, I have to do it for that, but I don't have to do that one specifically. I could, do this one. But yeah, I always thought that was stupid. Putting it as circle.
Come enjoy the Windbloom Festival.
Well, because it is, like, obviously put a circle, but make so you have to hold it, not press it. Something really simple like that. It's like, yes, I would think people would kind of get annoyed at that, having to hold the button down, but it would be a lot better. It's like it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so goddamn long. For some reason it's really long, that thing. I don't know why.
Life goes on.
Race you! Race you!
Where is the thing? I thought it was up here. But it's down there? Yes, no, maybe, okay. Oh, that's why, because, oopsies. I didn't do the thing. Flip my freaking thing around my controls, but oh well. Oh well. But yeah, like freaking that one YouTuber says he doesn't do it, but I think he actually does. It's just, it's more subtle, to be honest. Where it says like he won't agree with the majority just to like yeah, basically just to make people happy. Won't do that, but to be honest, it kinda seems like you are doing that.
Race you!
Again, more subtle than anything, but still. Like, I can't really see when the frickin' thing is in my way. The thing being like frickin'. Yeah, see, the sparkle is in my way. Can't really see it. Well, not the sparkle, but. What? Challenge again. Claim gift. Oh, that's. Oops, not that one. Okay. Okay, that's. So I don't know.
la la.
Yeah.
Wheel of life.
So I don't know if like now I think that they don't have to that Microsoft,
Race you!
but I think everything might be timed exclusive. Uh Obviously just because like they would want that to sell well, this is my logic on it. Like, they would want exclusivity to sell Game Pass, of course. But I think a timed exclusive would be better because, like, obviously, it would recoup revenue just in case if they don't get enough profit. But if they do get enough profit, see I don't see it coming to PlayStation, but that could be a thing. I'm not saying it's going to be guaranteed, but obviously it could be a thing. So I don't know. Calm down, vacuum. Oh, is this another, yeah.
I can do it.
But obviously, I think, yeah, Microsoft is still relying on, like, he's still relying on, like, frickin' other ways to get, sales. Like, let's say if someone doesn't want to, get Game Pass for the game, I do not know
What are my
why,
orders?
to be honest. But yeah, it really, yeah, I think Game Pass really highlights frickin' Microsoft's greed. It really, really does.
Jules
Oh, shoot.
My experiment.
Just because, like, the, game, like, obviously it's on Game Pass, it's going to be on, uh, Windows, Store, Windows, yeah, I think it's called Windows Store. Then I bet it's going to be ported to Steam later than everywhere else. PS4 and Switch and all that. So it's like, if that is true, it's like you could, if that is true, you could really see Microsoft's greed then. It's like I don't wanna be like really negative, but it's like I don't know, for some reason it's just I can't see this going well. Like obviously it will be good for the consumers, well some of them that like can't afford anything but Game Pass. So to them it's good, but for the other people, it's gonna be worse because I don't know if they're gonna try to shove microtransactions down your throat and whatever, but I don't know, I really just don't see this going well. But I think it's going well right now because people are being generous,
Time to begin work?
to be honest. Like, I mean, out of the kindness of their hearts, they're like, oh yeah, I'll freaking, sure I play this game on Game Pass and I'll buy it later. Because people are generous. But let's say if no one did that, like, then we would have a huge problem on our hands. Well, Microsoft would. And just obviously force a lot of things. A lot of so yeah, right now I see it being whatever, it's fine, but down the road, yes, it won't be good.
If there's
Well, that's what I think, because they could do kind of whatever with Microsoft. I mean with Bethesda, because they're well liked, of course. But right at the start, Microsoft doesn't want to do anything to tarnish that, of course, because that would be stupid. But after But I would think after Microsoft gains trust back, that's when the problems are gonna start. Because I think that's when people are more willing to frickin' do whatever, but I could be wrong. Like pay more.
Ancient alchemy truly is vast.
Whoa, I would say that because it's also with people staying inside, like gaming is freaking bigger than what it used to be because people just didn't have the time to do whatever. To play games, but now they do because they lost their jobs and all that. And it's like, yeah, I hope Microsoft is not stupid enough to think it will always be this way, sort of thing. Because I have no clue, to be honest. I don't know why I do. But I guess that's the reason why frickin' Game Pass doesn't always have big caliber games on their service. Like sure, every now and then they do, but that's just it, every now and then. Yeah, probably. If there's a bunch more, I'll do it off stream like you did that other time. With what is it? Oh yeah, that other event. I forget what it was. Oh, the Lantern of event. Yeah, I didn't do all of the what is it? I didn't do all of the freaking things. Well, all the quests because, like, I didn't think they were important. All the Lantern quests. Like, obviously, I thought, the ones that, were actually voiced were important. I didn't think any of the others were important. And I still don't think these are important, but since there's not very many, yeah, I'll do them. Like before, YA was like no, because there was like yeah, there was 9 frickin' war requests, and that was like, yeah, this is actually too much. It's like I know what they're trying to do. It's just filler for the next thing, so people would keep playing your game. And it's like, I do understand that, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I think it's kind of shady sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I think Microsoft is trying to solve that problem with just frickin' squeezing every cent out of you they can with Game Pass. Is just obviously, oh, and it's, yeah, it's like a next gen consoles in that way, sort of. It's like yeah, they were pretty inexpensive. Maybe not exactly cheap, but not exactly expensive either. But then at least Microsoft charges you for like, I think a 1 terabyte memory card for the SX is like frickin' 300, so it's like, yeah, that's where they get you. And I think they're doing that with Game Pass too. It's like, it seems really inexpensive, but once you like tally up all the expenses, if you like buy microtransactions and all that, it is actually really expensive. So I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, oh, freaking we'll tell you the price of the service, but we won't tell you the hidden cost of the service. And it's like, I don't know, me personally, I don't think games, yeah, I think games are worse like that when they try and get every cent out of you possible. It's just games have been doing that for a long time, like microtransactions, and it's like, I think people are used to that, and Microsoft is just trying to capitalize on that. And people that are just ignorant or whatever just won't say whatever. Because it's not like they'll stop if we demand them to, because they're making way too much money with microtransactions, so why would they stop? Because I think Forza, I know Forza, but FIFA, like, I think they disclosed, yeah, they disclose how much money they make from microtransactions alone, and it's like somewhat like 1 billion or something. Is something really dumb. So it's like, yeah, how about no, we're not gonna freaking stop. And I know I'm going in circles, but yeah, I really think that's a true major threat. Just Microsoft possibly making everything games as a service microtransaction heavy.
So what did Windbloom really mean in Old Mondstadt?
It's like um there's just so many possibilities that Microsoft can do, and I don't know, I just don't think any of them are like really beneficial to gaming. To Microsoft, yes, but to gaming, no, I don't think so. Because yeah, they'll squeeze freaking money out of everything they possibly can.
Ad Astra Abyss.
But it seems that they haven't, at least so far. But they sure as hell are trying. I'm not gonna lie. They sure as hell are trying.
Rise.
Like, they want freaking Game Pass on freaking Switch, PlayStation, freaking they're doing a browser thing for freaking iOS. Like, I don't know, they're doing a lot of things to just squeeze money out of you. Even though it may not be that much, at least at the start, I would think. It's like, yeah, it's just a build-up for something worse, I would think. Um, okay. Yeah, it's like I obviously could end right now, but yeah, I want it to be at least this Genshin's turn to be a little longer than just what was it?
Transfers of supplies must be
Like
recorded.
2 hours? Like I want to be longer than that. Well, I think I was only at the hour mark before I started all this. So yeah. Yeah, I would kind of never have guessed because well, until they told me, like, I think I knew kind of, but not really. Like, games on Game Pass, like, influence people to freaking buy more of the series and blah blah blah. And like, that's cool, I'm not gonna lie. But I think, freaking Microsoft purposely did that, of course. Like, only put the first Wolfenstein and the freaking DLC on Game Pass, because they want you to buy the second Wolfenstein. At least that's what I'm guessing. They want you to buy the second Wolfenstein, then obviously the DLC. Because if you're like, oh, the first one isn't bad, like, wouldn't you think, oops, people would buy the second game? Wait, what? Where? There's nothing I could collect. Oh, it's X. I thought it was triangle. But, yeah, there was nothing in the sky. Like, that I had to collect. Oh, there it is. That is. Can I get there? Oh, just one. Whatever. What the hell? Why does it keep moving? Oh. Oh shoot, it was triangle. I didn't mean that. Okay, but I tried that. That's pretty cool. Oh really? Got all of them?
If there's nothing better to do, we could go foraging for ingredients.
So, yeah, that was weird. Oh, I should get rid of this. Jesus Christ. This oops, I should unplug it. The freaking controller. I completely forgot about that.
Another meaningless day.
Just because there's not smart charging.
Come enjoy the wind.
Oops. Yeah, I'll probably stop the stream after, this, thingy. I'm failing a lot because I don't know what button to push. Like, am I supposed to push the touchpad? Am I supposed to push the stick? Am I supposed to push R1? Am I supposed to push, yeah, no fucking, I 0 points because I don't know what fucking button to push. Seriously, what button do I push? With that, I'm gonna have a search what button do I push. But pretty much showed that. I got a horrible score. Because, again, didn't tell me what button to push. But, yeah, I think that's kinda it. Because I got all of these. Oh, oh, god damn it. Yeah, I got all of these, quests done. I did all of this. Well, I did that one. And that one, this is confusing. I didn't know what to do. But I did this one. I did all of these. Then obviously I did all of the quests. So yeah, I did everything. I'll probably come back with more of these, like maybe tomorrow, probably not though. But whatever, I just stop. It kinda sucks that Genshin Impact is like kind of turned into this mini frickin' thing. This mini game sort of thing. where it's like I don't really play it that long anymore, but I don't play super short. It's just, yeah, it just kind of sucks, but whatever. Yeah, and tomorrow, I don't know if I'll play more Empire of Sin. I want to, but I don't know. Because honestly, that game is kind of getting a little boring. But what day is it? Yeah, today is the 21st. It's like, yeah, I might just for 3 hours at a time, I'll probably play, Empire Sin now, not as much as, I used to. Which was like 5 hours, but that was way too long. But anyways, I'll actually stop and say thanks for all the watching. I'll go stuff and goodbye. And I'll probably, yeah, I'll probably play Empire Sin again tomorrow. I'll play that, then Yeast 9 most likely. But I'll press the share button and an Aeon. There we go.